Quantum Conversations, your portal to the inner realms. Access infinite possibilities, infinite mastery, and infinite love. Mind-expanding, heart-opening conversations with some of the greatest spiritual teachers, luminaries, and healers of today's world. Usher in new earth by living in your sacred heart. Quantum Conversations is brought to you by AcousticHealth.com, home of music from the universe, online healing retreats, and this program. Claim your free registration to daily shows at AcousticHealth.com. AcousticHealth.com, your portal to the inner realms. Our program starts shortly. Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. And in the quantum realm today, we are talking about the quantum realm within you. This is a very powerful center, and you have access to it. Yes, it's true, we can go there on our own and make our way there, but there is an acceleration with a very special tool. And we're going to talk today about a hypnosis method called Wellpoint Hypnosis Method. And what makes this highly unique is the sound frequencies that are used to help put us into a very relaxed state that gives us access deep within ourselves and our higher self. Christina Winslow is the founder of Wellpoint Hypnosis Method, and she is here with us today to talk about how it can affect your life and how you can use it to help so many other people on our planet during this great shift of the ages. Let's welcome Christina Winslow to Quantum Conversations. Hello, Christina. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, Loren. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this connection with our higher self is so comforting. It really is a powerful aspect that we can access easily, especially with this tool that you've developed. So let's first talk about why you brought this new method forward and how it inspired you.
Okay, well, it started many years ago, and I, like probably most of your audience, Loren, was on a search for truth, for my life purpose. I wanted, I tried every healing modality there was, and I joke about that because I love taking classes in energy medicine and all these different courses over the years, and metaphysics and spiritual healing techniques, and nothing really sat with me as, wow, this is really giving me what I want. And so I was on a constant search and trying to find something that would give me the answers. I wanted to connect with my higher self. I had heard about this, I had taken classes, but I never really felt like I embodied it. And so over the years, trying different things out, I had done a lot of work with past life regression and spiritual hypnosis work, and there was a lot missing. So I kind of developed my own technique. And through that journey, my husband, Ted Winslow, he was doing a bunch of research and development with sound waves and brainwave frequencies through his company, SOUNDSYNCTECH. So I had the idea, why not combine both? And so I guess about 7 years through trial and error, working with all of my individual clients, using his frequencies, this technique evolved into what we now call Wellpoint Hypnosis Method.
Yes, and what I love about it is that you used it on yourself, and you found that these frequencies really do create this sacred space. It really creates a nurturing space. And we've talked about this before, and people can learn about this. The music of TED, it's tuned to 432 hertz. And we're not going to go into that story, but that is really powerful because in a nutshell, it turns us into a vibration of perfect pitch, perfect crystalline structure, if you will. If we saw the sacred geometry from that frequency, it is as perfect as it gets. And that's the music that we're working with. So when you've done these, now you're training people all over the world to do this for their clients. But what have you learned about how this connects to the higher self? You've seen this time and time again when the higher self, and it's more than the higher self. Maybe we could call it higher selves of a person, right?
Yeah, and I wish we had a different term. I used higher self to try to explain it because it was very difficult in the beginning to explain what was happening in these sessions with people. And higher self is something people could kind of relate to. But really, what's happening with the Wellpoint Hypnosis Method session, and this not only happens with the client, it's happening with the practitioner as well, which is so miraculous, I think, in itself. Something I was not expecting, but it was a gift in this technique. You're connecting to your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your superconscious mind. You're even connecting to the unified field of consciousness, or what some people call divine intelligence, source, 0 point. You're in this field when you do this work. And the frequencies, not just 432. 432 is one frequency that TED works with, but there's many different beneficial frequencies. And in combination with the technique, the frequencies, and connecting within, that's why we call it the quantum field within, because it's so much more than just the higher self, if that makes sense.
Yes, it's the quantum field within. Absolutely. And so the solfeggio frequencies really are the different variations that are used in the music. And when we say tuned to 432 hertz, that's a whole nother discussion, but there's power in that too. So here you are, and you've seen people connect to their higher self, and I actually am a practitioner. I've gone through your training, and it's interesting when we see the connection that people make simply by going inward. I really call it self-healing, because the person is going on that journey. Facilitators hold a space to help cultivate the knowledge to come forth, or to get the conversation going. But it really is the person, the individual doing the work. That is the best form of therapy that you could get, in my opinion.
Yes, because that's exactly the practitioner has a technique that they do. And I love that you're a practitioner, Loren, because you should get a session from Loren. I mean, she's incredible. So what's happening is a lot of other modalities, and what we've been taught in the past was to go, I need to go to a healer, and they're going to clear my energy field, or they're going to heal me of this, or their technique's going to do this, or they're going to, and so why this is so much faster and more effective. And when I realized what was happening with this technique, you were doing the work on yourself without realizing it. It was like these profound things were happening, these big changes, and it was not hard at all. It was really actually easy and enjoyable and relaxing and quick. So that's what really inspired me to dedicate so much of my time doing this work. And then when a lot of people started coming to me wanting to learn it, I decided go ahead and teach it in case other people would like to do this work as well.
Yes, okay. And so for those who are interested in offering it in their practice, if that's ever interests you, then check out the special offer for that training. There is online training coming up, and then there's in-person training as well. So very cool how we can learn the protocol for this and use the frequencies for it. And what I love is when we talk about the quantum realm, the healing that comes from this, it is as if we are time traveling. We can go into the future and we can go into the past, but in the quantum realm, we are stepping outside of that. And it's always so interesting to see what the higher self presents to be healed, what lifetimes are presented to be healed. And Christina, from what you've experienced, I mean, this can get out there. This is off-planet recall. This is new technology that people remember from, like, say, a past life where they were a geneticist in another star system. What are some of the most profound or, like, mind-blowing recalls or regressions that you've witnessed that just blow your socks off?
You just never know what's going to happen. It's an adventure, and I tell the practitioners in training, I feel like I should be paying the client because I never know what's going to happen, and I am in this sacred presence that through these journeys that you just really can't describe. You do feel like you go to places so far beyond your cognitive mind. But I've had a client that their future self came in working with their higher self and gave them information. We've had a lot of really interesting past life work, and I know that past life regression has been around for actually since Egyptian healing temple times and in India with yoga nidra. So this is nothing new for past life, but what we're finding is we can extract past lives and information that really helps us in this life, and it's not just some boring past life of, your job was to, learn patience and you were a farmer. No, we're finding one person went back and was a student of Plato. That was incredible. We've had, and it's not just famous past lives that can come up. And I always joke that everybody thinks they're Cleopatra in a past life, or, you hear this. We've discovered through sessions that you can actually experience, when you're in the spirit realm, any lifetime of any historical figure you want to, and it's held in your DNA. So that's why so many people think that maybe they were a famous person or the same famous person, because as a soul, they can experience that life. And the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what actually happened or what it sees. Do you understand fantasy versus reality? And so it's incredible, some of the things that can happen. People have had spontaneous healings. They've, traveled through historical times. They've gone into the future. They've gone to different star systems. They've gotten information about the new Earth. It's just, there's so many, it's just whatever you can imagine is basically happened. It's really incredible.
Mm-hmm. It's very diverse. And so, one of the things that we've been talking about lately is this final vestige of clearing and paying attention to the triggers. And that's also what comes up, is helping to track back the triggers that take us off our center, of this path of purifying the heart. And so to track back a trigger and have it go to a past life, it's very interesting to see how the higher self comes in and can give some incredible information about that too. And so the past life regression, many people are like, should I do past life regression? And I would say it is a beautiful thing to do, because that awareness, as soon as we put our attention on it, the awareness seems to unravel it and to disentangle the anything that's going on in the physical body, because it's what happens in the physical body, I've found, is that the subconscious mind is trying to get the attention of ourselves here in this lifetime. And I've done a past life regression where I remembered standing in a wheat field, and the next day in real life, waking life in this realm, my allergies went away and they've never come back. So to me, that's just so amazing, and that's the power. It's the subconscious mind that's trying to get our attention to release and to clear that, so we can be pure of heart.
And yes, you're exactly right, Loren. And we go even deeper. A lot of there's other subconscious mind reprogramming work out there, and what we do differently is that, let's just use, for example, you have a money issue. A lot of people have that in this lifetime for whatever reason. And so you're saying your affirmations, I am rich, and your subconscious mind is saying, this little voice in the back of your head, no, you're not, you can hardly pay your bills. And so there you have that conflict, right? And then the superconscious mind, or as Freud called it, the unconscious mind, there's all of your memories of all of your lifetimes, and it was in your superconscious mind, it is locked in there that you were killed 5 lifetimes in a row for your money, and you vowed never to have money again. Well, in our session, we tap into all that, excavate it, and release it and change it. And through quantum physics, I knew that this work had a lot to do with quantum physics because I was just naturally interested in quantum physics. But when I really went into it deeply, I realized everything we're doing is so based in quantum physics. So according to quantum mechanics, past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. So if we can heal something and release it and change that in the superconscious mind, where it was we changed that energetic contract or that vow to never have money again because you were killed for it 5 lifetimes in a row, and then guess what? It gets into that subconscious mind that, oh, having money is possible, and then the conscious mind is now taking action to change things, to change your money situation, and it's not being controlled by this invisible, controlling entity of the subconscious and superconscious mind.
Yes, and so let's play a little game here, and let's do a super mini musical interlude. And this is not a hypnosis session by any means, because that's, these sessions that are done, they're like, even if it's a remote one, it's like 90 minutes at least. Usually for me, I find they're 2 hours. And then when we do them in person, they're 3 or 4 hours. That's how deep we go. But what we're going to do right now is just experience a way for us to relax. We're going to use the solfeggio tone frequencies by Ted Winslow. This is an audio snippet from his album Sovereignty. It's about 90 seconds. And we are going to relax. You could put your hand on your heart, and we can feel into our higher self. And let's say if there's any issues around money, when we are quiet here, close our eyes, and listen to this music, is there a message from the higher self around this? So before we start that, Christina, we're going to listen to Sovereign Free. And is there anything you'd like to say about this process?
It's best to close your eyes because that's when you can really tap into the subconscious and superconscious mind. And also, as you're following Loren's guidance, take some deep breaths and really just let go and breathe into the music and enjoy. This one is 528 hertz frequencies, and it's also one of the love frequencies.
So feel this incredible self-love that you can tap into. It begins with the music, and just allow yourself to flow with it and feel the self-love and ask for a message from your higher self about any issue on the energetics of money that you need to know for your highest good, whether you be shown something or you can hear something, or maybe you're given a vision. So here we go. Just take this 90-second reprieve and be in this space. This is you. This is your frequency of your higher self. And that was just a little snippet of that connection that you can make always. And so really this allows us, when we go deep into the Wellpoint Hypnosis Method, this particular protocol, it does recalibrate our frequency. This connection with the higher self is so encouraging, so fortifying. And I've even had people say, oh my goodness, I've realized how deeply connected I've been to my higher self to begin with. And personally, Christina, since I've only been with this, I think it was in the summer, this past summer. And the connection from my higher self has deepened so much that lately the downloads and the information is coming so quickly that it's like, okay, get busy. So this is really like when we want to step up and really connect to that higher self, the information is absolutely waiting for us, and we are inspired in whole new ways. So not only can we clear negative imprints and negative programming around certain issues, but it recalibrates us to really high frequencies of our higher self, and it lets us do the passionate work that we're here to do.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I love that you had that experience, Loren, because it opens you up in a way that you get really good information. Your gut feeling is like on supercharge and your guidance and the information you receive and the energy, blocks will be released even if you're not even aware of it, just through the frequencies that we use and we use biophotonic imaging testing, and there's some information on Ted's website about that. But just playing the frequencies in the session with opening up your consciousness through the technique, you're opening new neural pathways. And then all of a sudden, I'll have people say, how do you do all the things you do? I just cannot, you just blow me away. Well, I've been doing this work, and I had to train my husband first before I had practitioners so I could receive sessions myself, because when I was giving so many sessions, I was seeing authors open up information for their books that was out of this world. A lot of people want to write the next Harry Potter, or you know what I mean? They want to write these fantasy books, but all the fantasy books start sounding the same. Not with this work. I was doing sessions with writers. It was like amazing, the information they were getting through Lemuria and Atlantis, and they were traveling back in history. They were going to mythical places, and their writing just flourished through this work. So it opens up creativity, finding your life purpose, your inner connection. And then there's a lot of spontaneous physical healing that we've seen happen. In your class, Lauren, there was a gal who did a past life regression, and we didn't even know she had a frozen shoulder, and she raised her hand up. She's like, my frozen shoulder is healed. It's been like this for years. And so you just don't know what's going to happen.
Well, personally, my personal experience is I was regressed, and I've been regressed a couple of times. But when the frequencies of the music were started, and this was just in one of the phases, we weren't even into the actual regression yet. It was just incredible that the music itself opened me up and just allowed me to release. It was like on a cellular level, some of these painful experiences. Now, I cry at the drop of the hat, but I also know that when I cry, it's truth, and it's coming up either from truth that I know from a higher dimension, or it's truth from a cellular level that's being released like a memory. Mm-hmm. So it was just an incredible experience, and there was a memory of, we talk about past lives and why so many of us as light workers are hesitant to step forward. We feel the call, but yet we're hesitant. And chances are that's because of a past life. We've even talked about that earlier this week in our shows. And that came up for me too. There was a past life where I was stifled. And I've actually learned there's many past lives. And there was the ability to clear that. And when we see it from a higher self perspective, it really does make it less, I don't want to say less important, but we can see it as just a tiny speck in this whole gamut of who we are and all of our experiences, that it allows us to just take it like a grain of salt and turn it from that point in time forward. It actually releases it and removes us from the limiting structures that keep us from moving forward, because that memory is there subconsciously.
Right. So there's, I worked with a lot of clients over the years with money issues, or they felt like they had to be in hiding and they couldn't do the work. They couldn't do the healing business they wanted to, or write that controversial spiritual book, right? Because and they wouldn't even put their picture, to even get them to put an author picture on their book, or they wanted to use a pen name because they wanted to be in hiding. And a lot of it was because they were ridiculed or even killed in the past life for standing out from the crowd. in a past life, and it carried over into this life. But then I started noticing in sessions, as we looked more into the quantum entanglement aspect of, and that's another quantum physics theory, but that through epigenetics, and we've heard a little bit about that, it's kind of a buzzword right now, but you hold at least 14 generations of your ancestors' trauma, drama, judgments, superstitions, fears, good things too, talents, abilities, but you hold that in your DNA 14 generations back. So that's over 8,000 relatives. And think of how many generations of people said, don't speak out, don't be different from the crowd, right? Yeah. You'll put our family in harm. That's that invisible thing running our life, right? And so clearing some of your ancestral judgments and superstitions, and maybe people were killed in your family for speaking out and it didn't happen to you. And so now you're afraid in this life, and it could have been 3 generations ago, but it's such a strong emotion, it's in your DNA. But it's been proven that in scientists in Germany, and they just came out with the book in May of 2018, so this is very timely. It's in German right now, but can't wait to get the English version. But basically the scientists have found that you can reprogram your DNA with words and frequencies. And I was like, oh, I knew it in my heart that we were doing that within a Wellpoint Hypnosis Method session with the SOUNDSYNCTECH frequencies and how we were using the technique. But now to have science backing it up was really exciting.
Yes, isn't it? It is very exciting. And it is just the tip of the iceberg. So, when we're talking about healing, it's like self-healing with the higher self. And this could be healing in the physical body. Like you said, the gal who didn't know she had a frozen shoulder, but the higher self pointed that out. It could be healing on an emotional level. Again, we talked about a lot of the clearings from past lives or things that come up. I've noticed that in sessions too. And it's interesting where I would see someone who doesn't want to, in a regression, they're getting something. They may not be able to speak about it, and we might think that they're not receiving anything, but by the end of that session, it's amazing to see what comes out of it from just even getting a glimpse of something, like just a glimpse of a hand. It is revealed, and who's revealing it or what's revealing it is this quantum field, the unified field, the higher mind, the higher self, the superconscious. And I'm just amazed by that. So this allows people to ask questions about anything. You mentioned that people can write books, that they can gather information from books on that. And when people use this as a practice, we all start to see things that shift our reality, that shift our awareness, that make us realize that there are off-planet existences, because here's clients speaking of them. So to me, that's just fascinating. It really is. I mean, you can talk about our own history and timelines and ancestors, or the way the universe works. It really is endless.
It is, because you can choose as the client what you would like to do. So it's not imposing any belief system on, you can keep there's people who are really religious and mainstream that love this work. They love being a client. And then there's others that they're like, I am not religious at all. I don't, I'm a sovereign and I've cleared all my contracts and I'm, the exact opposite of the mainstream religious person. And so it doesn't matter what your belief system is, because it's your soul self. It's you. Or your higher self. And so, and it's in charge of the entire session. And it's incredible what can happen, because you never know. Someone might have a belief system and say, I know I have a connection with the Pleiadians or Arcturians or whoever. And I would love to take a journey in my session and explore that. Mm-hmm. And then someone else might say something completely different. And okay, so you could go really out there with that, right? And then you might have someone that says, you know, I'm a manager of this, I'm an upper level manager of this company, and I need to come up with new and innovative information on how to lead my team and what direction to take the company, and I have a lot of pressure on me and that type of thing. And so you can do a session like that as well. So it can be pretty much anything. I cleared my cat allergies because my kids wanted to adopt 2 rescue kittens. And I realized I had belief systems. This was just about a year ago. I have had cat allergies since I was little. And there was belief systems within my current family from my sisters and my mom that I didn't even realize I was affected by, and also past life. And through a session, I was able to clear it. And I have not had to take a Benadryl, no itchy. We have 2, we've had them a year. We got them last Christmas. And I don't have any allergies at all.
And that's what we're talking about.
Know.
Yes. Yes, it really accesses the subconscious, what needs to come up. We can address that. And it's almost as if it's, you know, we could put labels on it and say it's a higher self connection. It's really a multidimensional connection. Mm-hmm. And it actually could recalibrate our center point out of 3D into 5D and above. Exactly. And so this works great for, I want to actually encourage anyone who's listening to this, whether they want a personal session in their own life, if they've ever had the call of the heart to get regressed, to consider a regression session. Because again, this is just you tapping into you. But I really want to get this out to the world, to practitioners, to healers, for those who are already doing healing work, whether it's sound healing or meditation or yoga even. I don't even want to say even. It's like whatever modality we are doing, this is a great tool to use in addition to all of their work. A friend of mine, Alita Grace, she uses the regression as part of her channeling sessions. So she'll channel, but then they'll do another session for regression. And that's where the higher self comes in. And it's just beautiful because we are the ones, the individual is steering the conversation, asking those questions or receiving the healing or the information that they're asking about. Again, it's wonderful. I love it.
Well, thank you. I really want, because I have a business background, when I was coming up with how to teach this to other people and what could we offer them that would help them in their healing business, I wanted something that could be added on to your current healing business, or it could be your entire healing business if you wanted to, or maybe there's a lot of people out there that just love taking classes and having personal experience, and they don't want to do it as a business at all. So it doesn't matter. Any category that you are in, you will receive benefit just by experiencing the week of the training, if it's in person or the online training. Some incredible things I've seen happen with the practitioners already. I have one practitioner, she's a life coach, and she has something like a 15-day plan to change your life, and every day she does something different for her client. And day 3 might be a past life, Wellpoint Hypnosis Method, past life regression, and then she does some of her life coaching stuff in between, and then day 6 might be a future life progression with Wellpoint Hypnosis Method, and then, some of her other work she does on the other days, and then she does a Wellpoint Hypnosis Method quantum release session, and they go through all the contracts and that type of thing. And so her business is booming.
I really like that. I like how she got really creative on it, you know?
She's coming to level 2, and she's coming out all the way from Australia. She's like, I cannot believe this is incredible. And so And then you have other people, like there's people who are massage therapists that are offering these sessions to their clients, and their clients want this so badly. And there's one practitioner, and she's seeing an average of 4 in-person clients a week already, and she just was certified about a month and a half ago. And so you just don't know. People want this work, and it can be, there's hairstylists in our class, there's hypnotherapists, medical professionals, I have doctors, I have naturopathic doctors, I have physician assistants coming. So it doesn't really matter your background. So, there's a lot of demand for this because it is different than what's currently available, and people are just naturally drawn to it.
Yes, people are naturally drawn to it. Again, it's unlocking the answers within the individual themselves. They're the ones that are doing it. We are not doing it for them. The practitioner is not guiding them or, leading them down a road. This is just what the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the superconscious mind of the individual is bringing forward. I do want to say that the training to be certified for as a practitioner for the Wellpoint Hypnosis Method, it's very simple. You've done a great job at giving a protocol and the entire practice of it, so it's easy for people to go and take it and run with it. And like you said about the getting creative with how you offer it in your practice, I really love that idea. It really is cool to think that, you could give like a bundle of sessions, and one would be a quantum release session or a past life regression, and then other things that people use in their practice, in their healing modality practice. So I just love that. It's pretty endless. So the training that you do, the online certification, and you've got in-person certification. Talk a little bit about how people would work with it and benefits of both.
Okay. So if you want to come to the in-person training, or are you talking about the sessions, the benefits of the sessions? I'm sorry.
No, the training,
the training.
The versus, so for those who are online, of course, if they can't travel across the country, you're going to learn it and get all the tools. But I have to say, if you're in person, it's great because you connect with all the people that are in that class, and there's an energy from that group.
Oh, it is incredible. The energy in the in-person classes. If you can make it out to Colorado, that's where we have our in-person training now. It's in Littleton, which is a suburb of Denver. But so I'll give you an example for one of the classes, the in-person level 1 classes. So the September class we just had, and this is kind of funny. This gal found out about us on Twitter, contacted me. She's like, I'm coming. I don't care how, I'm going to come to Colorado. She's from Texas. And then she started listening to all of Ted's music. And she's like, this is incredible. I've, been a Joe Dispenza master's class student, but this is mind blowing. I have to become a practitioner. And so I didn't know her best friend was 4 months. I mean, we just barely met over the phone. And she had told her friend and sent her friend a CD of Ted's music. And her best friend for like 40 years or something, was in bed for 4 months, could not get out of bed because of severe back pain from an injury. Tried everything like acupuncture, medicine, traditional medicine, and alternative. Anyway, after playing Ted's CD, I can't remember if she said it was a half an hour or an hour or something like that, she was able to get up out of bed. She couldn't believe it. She never travels alone, and she traveled alone from California to come to our September class just to thank Ted in person for what happened with her back.
Wow.
So now I have these two in class, right? The two girlfriends in the September class. And it was incredible because one of them, the gal from Texas. She had she's a great practitioner. She's really launching big. Anyway, she had her own back issues, and in class regression, because I'll take student volunteers and do a regression in front of the class to give them examples how to do it. Anyway, she was a cat, like a cougar or something, in one lifetime that she saw, and it leapt off a cliff and broke its back. That's how it died. And she loves cats. She's obsessed with cats, this woman. And it's so funny. And when she just saw that, her back felt better just by seeing that she might have been holding on to something. And just by observing it, the observer can change the observed. That's another quantum physics theory that was actually proven through many different research studies. So now we have two gals with back freedom from back issues in class. It was just incredible. By the end of the week, the gal from California that had really serious back injuries, she looked 10 years younger. She was dancing the last day. I mean, it was just incredible, Loren. And so the in-person class, you also not only can, we do a drawing, so I can't give everybody a session in class, but I'll pick a few students. But you also can trade with your other classmates. And like Loren was saying, you get a really deep connection with your classmates. And then you get to feel what the in-person session feels like through the class that we do.
Yeah,
so that's really incredible.
I mean, you're actually, as a student, you're actually giving a session to another student in the class and vice versa. And I thought that was very cool because that's really what enables us to take that out and go with it and begin doing sessions. So again, I just have to say that that's a beautiful aspect. What do you do when you're online in the online class? Do you still have those students connect with one another?
Yes, they connect with one another, and they can
offline
practice
separately.
their remote, because you can do a remote session or an in-person session. And they also will, a lot of the students will seek out current practitioners to just purchase a session so they can receive a session from someone who's more experienced. So we have that happening as well. But yeah, they can connect with each other. And the online class, we have people from Norway, UK, Canada, a lot from Australia, Ireland, Switzerland. We have 2 people contacted me this week, one from Bali and one from Italy, and I think they're interested in the January online class. So I told them about your special, Loren. And I'm really glad that Loren is doing this, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for offering these discounted packages to your audience and the listeners out there, because I really wanted to make it affordable as people were drawn to this work. And so when we launched this, and we wanted to do a lot of discounts when we first launched our training program, and I knew in my heart, I was like, Loren, you're the one. You're the only one. We want for you to offer these exclusive discounts and be exclusive when we launched our classes. So thank you so much for all of your support.
I truly believe in this, and when I learned of it, it was speaking to my soul, and I immediately connected with my personal light tribe, my little girl connection, and there's guys there too, but it was such a no-brainer, and that's why I really am promoting it for others to use it in their spiritual practice, because as we all are working towards New Earth, we still have a lot of clearing to do. And so if we have tools that assist people in doing it, even better. If we have a tool that assists people in having their higher self or their multidimensional self provide that link up, even better. And this is what it does. And so it's really great training. You offer the music with the training as a practitioner. You're actually using the music in creating this environment that allows the person to go deep within. And so let's take another 90-second interlude and talk about or connect in with ourselves in a way that we open our hearts to see what gifts or truths that we can offer our world. So this time we're going to listen to an audio. This one is Transcending Time. And this is 660 hertz. Christina, would you like to say anything about this snippet of music?
Well, this song in particular, all of Ted's music that he does, I take him into Wellpoint sessions before he writes the album. So he's going into the unified field and accessing information to give people the best frequencies and compilations and music. And this song in particular was written with the intention for helping people be at that 0 point, that stillness, that place where they are completely in the stillness of their God self and outside of linear time.
Then everyone join us. This is a mini 90-second experience for you to tap into your heart and ask to be shown the truth of your gifts for humanity and our planet. So as we continue on with our conversation, I wish you are able to hold any vision or insight, intel that you've received on your unique and special gifts for humanity and beloved Gaia. When we choose this route of embodied consciousness by going deep within, this is how we bring forth solutions, new earth creations. I myself can imagine the world of new earth creations, and that's why I look forward for all of you empowering all that you meet to bring forth this wisdom from within each of us. Christina, thank you so much for this incredible time tonight. I wanted to have you share anything more about your next phase of the online certification. I just want to say the next dates are available on the special offer page, and I'm actually going to be coming to the level 2. So if anyone gets done with level 1 and wants to join level 2, that would be a beautiful way to connect as well. And if anyone would like a personal regression session or a future life progression, I guess we would call it, that's available on this website as well. Anything you'd like to share?
Well, I am so excited that to see you in level 2, Loren. And we had enough people asking they were interested in taking another level 1 class before the level 2 this February. And that's why we wanted to do a special show with you and add a class in January. So if you can make the January live or online class, and you can go through Loren's website to, go ahead and register for that class and get the special discounted rate, because normally it's $1,500 plus you get a free year of the Alumni Association, which is a monthly support after you graduate. So Loren has a huge discount for you guys at Acoustic Health. So make sure to take advantage of that, because if you are interested in level 2, you can get there by taking class this January. And level 2, we go really much deeper into quantum physics. We do a lot of ancestral healing work. There's lots of surprises with level 2. We go just really far. I'm so excited about that class, because there's people that are really excited about what they're seeing with their clients through the level 1 work. And so level 2, you can offer 2-day workshops, and we give you guys licensing to use the SOUNDSYNCTECH frequencies in your business. And Ted's been doing this for many years, I think 9 years now. And he's been contacted by hypnotherapists, life coaches, and healing work people from all over the world that wanted to purchase licensing to use his music in their workshops and sessions. And it's only for the Wellpoint Hypnosis Method practitioners. He does not sell these licensing, to other people who are doing different modalities. And a lot of clients will want to come to you just because of that, because they've seen the research on his music and the frequencies and the binaural beats and the brainwave entrainment work he does. So it's really exciting, and I'm so honored to be on your show. And for anyone who's inspired by this work, I decided to open it up, and if people wanted to help me teach the level 1 and they go through the teacher training we offer, I would love to have some level 1 teachers around the world helping me with this, because it's truly an honor, and I'm very humbled by the sacred nature of this work.
Well, again, I personally thank you for bringing this forward and creating this. The level 2 is not necessary. It's an addendum. It's an additional advancement. Again, this can be done simply with level 1. I'm going back to level 2 because of the community and the people that we met in the first class, in that group, to see the stories and to share the knowledge, how other people have implemented it. I can't tell you enough how great that is. So whether people do it in an online class where you still can connect with people because you're doing the offline regressions with each other, or whether you're doing just level 1 in person, it's a great technique, and it's awesome to be able to assist people in this way. Again, I cannot reiterate enough that it's helping someone on a multidimensional level. They're truly connecting to their higher self, their higher mind, and that's what's doing the work. That's what's doing the healing and the clearing, and it's so beautiful.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad you brought that up about level 1, because I get so excited I forget to explain. I recreated level 1 that you would have everything you need in level 1. If you never wanted to go to level 2, level 3, you have no desire to help me teach level 1, down the road and you just want to take that one class, you receive 40 pages of scripts that you're licensed to use. And these are the scripts that I actually use. And so a lot of the spiritual hypnosis modalities out there, you don't receive licensing for that many scripts, or the founder of the company doesn't give you the actual scripts that they use. They give you a different version. There's even some that will say, here's a bunch of scripts you get for the 50-hour certification training, but they're all copyrighted by me, so you have to go out and write your own. We don't do that at all. You receive specialized frequencies to put them in the alpha, theta, and delta brainwave states, which are created in a way to get that into that sacred space like Loren has talked about throughout the show. You receive 40 pages of scripts for you to use professionally, and you can do group regression events, and we give you a year of support for free. So every month after you've graduated, we'll have a group training of some sort, whether it's a webinar or you receive, more written training or MP3 training, just different things, different themes for each month. But we wanted to really support those people who are interested in doing it as a business. And what we're finding is a lot of people who are not interested in doing it as a business, Loren, people are paying them for sessions, and there's a lot of practitioners are like, I just wanted to do it for friends and family, and I'm okay. I don't need a side business. And people are actually offering money even though they're doing it for free because they're so life changed with the work. So it's really heartwarming to get that feedback.
Well, it's heartwarming to do sessions for people, and it's really interesting because sometimes the stories and the pain or the issue as it's released, it can move me to tears. But what we've learned as being a practitioner, we rise above it. And it's just beautiful to witness the transformation that people have once they are aware of some things that were just so hidden from them, or a mystery, or not even in their awareness, and it just pops up. It really, really is cool. So thank you, Christina, for allowing us to present this to our community. Again, I want to encourage those who would like to play around with a personal regression session, or to take this and make it a part of your work in the world alongside the other work that you do. And even if you're new and wanting to start a new business and you don't have any other business, this is really a great launch for that. So keep that in mind too, because you can really get out there and begin a business with this. So thank you, Christina. Thanks so much, and give our love to Ted, and we just give kudos to both of you for this work.
Well, thank you. And I know you have on the show page, Loren, Ted's show he did with you, and, he has a lot of music, a really good discount package with Loren. So if you guys are interested in his music, you should definitely look at that, because he gives you a ton of his frequencies with her acoustic health package.
He does. He gives a couple of albums. You can click through. You can search Ted Winslow at acoustichealth.com to get his special offer, or you can just click on the SoundCloud image on that page. And you actually include a program, Clearing Ancestral Beliefs, which is a little taste of the program that you've brought forth, and that's also available there too. So lots of good things for our community to check out and to work with. So thank you for that, Christina.
Thank you so much, Loren, and thank you to the audience out there who took time out of their busy holiday schedule to be with us today.
Yay! And so here we are, continuing to clear, but getting in touch with our multi-dimensional self, our higher self, and the superconsciousness. And this is really embodied consciousness when we do this work. Christina Winslow, thank you for this quantum conversation.
Thank you.
If you are interested in the special offer from Christina Winslow to get certified in the Wellpoint Hypnosis Method, please check out the special offer on this webpage or check out acoustichealth.com/special offers/Wellpoint. And if you're interested in a personal regression session, you can check that out as well. And now it is time to dance our way to the cosmic heart. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.